Okay, so we are going to do some cute crafts for Christmas. I am really excited about all of the things that I'm going to complete today. So the first thing that I want to do, and as a reminder, everything that I use will be linked down below for you in case you want to recreate any of these looks. But the first thing that I would like to do is do a sublimation mug. And I found these really cute mugs. I love them because of their size, but I also love that they have this little option of the bamboo lid where you can have a little straw element as well. So I have these. Now these are sublimation mugs, so they can be sublimated on. You can't just do this on any mug, so you want to make sure that the blank you're using is compatible for sublimation. Okay, so I want to put on, I found this really darling, look how cute this is. It's a really darling Christmas tree, but it has pink bows on it. Now, I did print this on my sublimation printer with sublimation ink. I know, how many times can I say sublimation? But it is really important because all of this is a system. So this isn't just a printer with regular ink. It all has its own special things that go along with it. So again, everything that I use will be linked down below. But when I print this out on my sublimation printer, it does print out muted. And once the heat is applied, then it's going to take on its true color. So it's just gonna get really vibrant in just a second. So the first thing that I need to do is grab some scissors. And I'm going to trim apart my designs. I went ahead and duplicated them so that I could have one on each side. Just love the bows on this cute design. Okay, so there's one. And I try to do, pretty even border or margin around because I am going to need to know how to center it on my mug. And it's hard when it's not see-through. But if you're doing this in person, it's see-through enough to where you can get a good idea. You can get a good general idea. But if you want to cut your design down so that you have a pretty equal border around it, then that will make aligning and centering that much easier. Okay, and now I am just cleaning the surface of the mug to make sure that there are no fingerprints or oil smudges. Okay. And then I'm going to place my designs down, and I have my heat tape right here. So here are my designs. Let me grab my cup cradle. Okay, and I recently found this at Hobby Lobby and I really like it. Plus it was a really great price. Okay, so I'm gonna place that there just to help me position it. And then again, the other side, see how you can see through it just enough to kind of help you with alignment. So it's not completely transparent, of course, because it's a paper, but you can see enough to make it work. So what we're going to do is we're going to place it ink side down onto our mug, and I'm going to pre-trim this tape because it can be a little trickster. So I want to make sure it's ready to go. And I can already see just a little smudge up here. So let me make sure this is indeed very clean. Okay. And then I can place my design down. So then I'll place it, make sure this is nice and straight, right about there. And I know that my paper looks crooked on there, but it's just because I cut around my design a little crooked, but I want to align my tree just right. So let me get that just so. Okay, so that looks pretty even. Did I get it that wrong? Yes, I did. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna tape it down there, and then I'm gonna make sure it's nice and snug and tape it on the other side. Then I'm just gonna flip this over and do the same thing on this side. Now, don't worry if your designs aren't perfectly, aligned with the other side, because you're never going to see both sides at once. You never are. So give yourself some grace. It's going to be just fine. Okay, it looks like I cut this one a little bit better, but let's get this placed on here. And tape. Just perfect timing because this is all ready to go. And I'm starting with this project because once we put it in the mug press, it does take a while to burn onto, or I say burn on, the design burn onto it, but it takes a while for it to bake, or however you want to say it. So I like to start with projects like this so that I can be doing other projects while I'm waiting for it to finish up. Okay, I also have my butcher paper here, and I'm going to get, let's get two. Yeah, two should be good. Okay, so I have my 2 layers of butcher paper that I'm just gonna wrap around my mug. I'm going to trim that just a little bit more. And what I'm doing here is I am making sure that if any of the ink bleeds out during this process, it will go onto this butcher paper and not onto the inside of my mug press, which is really important. We don't want to have any ink on the inside of our mug press because it will ruin it. Okay, and it'll ruin it by imprinting our design there so that when we go to use it again, it'll place whatever design is on the inside. It's going to put it on our next project, which is no fun. So this is a precaution to make sure everything stays protected. Now, sublimation can be really fragrant, so be sure that you open a door or a window because it can be pretty potent. Okay, it doesn't particularly bother me, but if that bothers you, then you can make sure you have some good ventilation. Okay, so here we go. This is what it's going to look like. Now I'm going to place it right into the mug press, handle out, and then I'm gonna close this clamp, and we are gonna wait for it to count down. So right now we have 1 little light, and we're gonna wait for all 5 to light up, and then it'll chime as well to remind us that it's ready to go. All right, while we're doing that and waiting for this to go, I guess we'll leave it in here so you can see the light progression, but I'm gonna work on another project that I can hopefully get done in the meantime. Okay, so I really wanted to create a little trio of signs and kind of have a little pink Christmas theme going on in my kiddos' rooms. So I have 3 blanks here. These are from Michaels, and what I did was I painted 2 of them in a pink and then 1 in this beautiful white. And really quickly before I do anything, I'm gonna make sure that the side that I am intending to place these on, yes, it's even. Sometimes it will wobble, that I nudged that one, so that's okay. But sometimes it'll wobble and then it's gonna just wobble every time that you walk by it. So make sure that you just test them out before you put your design. So I thought I'd do a little trio. My kiddos are really loving the idea of decorating their rooms this year. So everybody has a Christmas tree. It's really fun. So I thought I would do a design on here. And then I have another fun design for the white one. And then I'm kind of doing a different element on each one, but I'm gonna have them all be very cohesive. So I'm going to start out with this Merry and Bright, and as always, the designs that I use will be linked below so you know where to find them if you want to recreate any of these looks. Okay, so let's move a couple of these to the side here. I'm going to grab my transfer tape. See if I can get a little corner to release there. Okay, so here is my tape. And place this right on down. Now we are going to reuse this design a little later as we continue crafting because I wanted to inspire you with, you know, ways you can keep crafting costs down. And one of my favorite things to do is I love SVGs because, and SVGs are just the designs that you use, right? They are wonderful because you can reuse them. So one year, you know, you may love this for a sign. The next year, you may want to put this on a sweatshirt. So it's a wonderful way to keep your crafting costs down because once you have the design, you can keep reusing it and doing new ideas. Okay, let me go ahead and turn that over. Oops, there we go. Okay, now we're ready. And I'm just gonna find where I'd like to position that. That looks really nice. I love how girly this is because I feel like this little G, it really reminds me of like a little bow. So that's really fun. Okay, I'm gonna burnish that down right here as well. And peel this up. Take a little bit of help here. There we go. Sometimes you just have to go a little slow and just encourage it. But once it's down, it's good to go. All right, so there is my first sign. We have a little bit more time to keep going. Isn't that sweet? I love it. Okay, again, we'll re-see this sign in a little bit. Now I'm going to go to this one, and I have a couple designs that I need to weed. So I'm going to do a little snowflake design, and always grab your scraps because little signs like this, I think these are 5 by 5, but they take very little vinyl. So grab all of your scraps when you can. Okay, there's my first one. And then I have this really pretty, it's almost a gingerbread color. I think I picked it up at Michael's and I love it. So I thought these were a cute color combination to put together. Okay, I'll leave this out, and this has been a fun color to use. Okay, and I think I have some middle pieces to this design. Yes, I do. That I need to also grab really quick. Okay, so now I have both of those. And grab the transfer tape that I just used and my scraper. There we go. And turn it over this way as well. And peel away. Okay, here's our first one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to off-center these. So we're going to have them kind of run off the side. So we're going to do something like, I think I had it, something like that. Okay, so don't worry, we're going to remedy the edges in a little bit. And I'm going to pull from this direction, leaving that vinyl right on my sign. And gentle. Okay, and then place it right over here. Oops, we're all done. Okay, let me set this to the side for just a second so I can take out my mug. So I'm going to open up the press here. I have a little heat pad off to the side, and I'm just going to place that right on there. We'll let it cool for just a minute while I finish this one sign, and then we'll reveal it. Okay, so this one will go something like that. Go. Burnish this down as well. And then peel away. Okay, now I'm going to get my X-Acto knife or a True Control knife, and I'm going to trim the edges away. Okay, and I have this little rotating cutting mat, which I love. This one got folded over, which I guess you could do. You could fold these over if you want. I like the trimmed look, but there's another idea. Okay, so I'm going to place this way down, and I'm just going to simply trim those little sides off. Just collect those as I go. Okay, turn it over or turn it around. Turn those off. And this side. Okay, now I just need to get all of those little pieces. So I've got onto my sign there, but that is the final look on that sign. Isn't that cute? Really fun, just kind of cropped look. Okay, let's put these to the side for just a moment. I want to check on the mug to see how that turned out. And you know what I'll do is I'm going to grab the sticky side of my vinyl to grab these final little pieces off my mat. Okay, there we are. Okay, now for this little guy, I'm going to grab some tweezers, and that is just going to help me to remove the tape because it's still rather warm. Now, if you do see or notice any ink on your butcher paper like I am here, see how there's ink there? You do need to throw this away because this will transfer, this ink will transfer onto another project as well. Okay, so there's both my layers. Butcher paper, And let's get this tape off. Okay, so now you will see how it's going to take on that true vibrancy once the heat is applied. How pretty is that? Oh my goodness, I love it. Okay, let me grab this and take that off. And then I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. Isn't that pretty? Okay, let's turn this around and remove. Okay, how pretty. So double-sided mug. Looks gorgeous. I love all the tones in there and I love the bows. It's definitely my style. Okay, so and again, there is this little bamboo lid, which is so fun. These would make really cute gifts. If you put a really fun little white and pink paper straw in there too, that would be adorable. All right, let's go ahead and set this back over on my little desktop ironing board so that can continue to cool. And I'm going to go right back into this craft. Now, I was at Joann the other day and I saw this little ornament and I loved it. And I actually got it to do something completely different with it, but that idea kind of fell through. So I am going to use it just as is, and I'm going to place it here. Though I am going to take off the ribbon. And let's see if I can't, I don't know that I have, this one is so bent, so I think I probably can. I was gonna say, I don't know that I have anything that I can, no, I don't wanna ruin that further. So you know what, that's just gonna go right there and it's gonna be between you and me. Okay, there we go. Let me grab my hot glue and I'm just gonna glue that right on there. All right, so let's go ahead and add some hot glue right to the back here. I love looking for ornaments and little wood elements like this that you can just layer on wood. It's such a really fun look. Okay, we'll just give that a little wiggle room. Some beautiful dimension there. Okay, and then there is our little trio of signs. Isn't that gonna be cute? Just decorated in their room. I think it's going to be very fun. Okay, so there's another idea. And again, if you're not a pink lover or have little girls that you do this for, then be sure to just change out the colors. But I'm loving how that looked. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to, I'm going to make a sweatshirt and I am going to use some puff, is it puff vinyl? No, flocked vinyl. I've had it in my craft room for a while and I'm going to finally make a sweatshirt with it. Okay, I found this sweatshirt at Michael's and I have again this flocked HTV, excuse me, kind of a tongue twister, which to me kind of resembles like a velvet when it's on there. It's so soft and pretty. So let me just trim off what I didn't end up using. Okay, save this for another project. Got quite a bit left. And then I'll grab my weeding tool and we'll weed out the rest here. So I want to weed the, let's see if I can get that whole piece, all of the negative area. So all the surrounding area I like to do first. And I couldn't remember what cut setting. It's been quite a while since I've done flocked iron-on or HTV. So I actually used the glitter iron-on setting and it worked like a charm. But be sure you do a test cut before you try to, you know, cut out an entire design like this so you don't waste your product if for some reason that cut setting didn't work on your machine. Because unfortunately, and I know this isn't a very popular answer, but all cutting machines, they do perform differently. That's just the way it is. Nothing is equal. So they are as close as they can be, but there is some room for error. So make sure that you are, you know, testing out cut settings that will work for your machine. Okay, and then I have the middles of this as well. I'm just gonna do a little outline. This says Mary, and I'll place the font that I chose down below. I thought this was really cute. Okay. These all went out. It's really relaxing to weed this. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to place it on this sweatshirt. And so I used this, let me move this so you can kind of get some contrast. I went ahead and wrote this out, but I also decided to do a little curve. So I just did a slight curve. I really like that look. So I'm going to take this over to my heat press. I'm going to lint roll my sweatshirt to make sure that there's no lint on there. And then I'll go ahead and press this right on. Okay, so I did that at 320 for 30 seconds. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna let this cool completely, and I'm gonna turn this over so I can just make sure that the iron on is closest to that really cold side of my glass mat. And that is cooled down really nice and quickly. And then I'm gonna start peeling. Oh my goodness, it's cute. Looks like something you would buy. I love it. I really need to buy and work with this flocked HTV more. I just forget about it, but everything I make with it ends up being very noteworthy when I think back on some of my crafts. Okay, let me try and hold this up. Oh my word. So that you can see the texture of that. It's really difficult to see on screen, but it's got a nice velvet texture, and in person it has some dimension on there. It's just gorgeous. So really fun. I'm gonna have to wear that to Bible study tomorrow. That is so cute. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. Actually, what I want to do is I want to do a dish towel really quickly. Okay, I found this 2-pack of dish towels at the Target dollar spot. It was $5. I was really intrigued by this top one. So pretty. They're both gorgeous, but I love, it just reminds me so much of Joanna Gaines. I love just the whole look of this. So what I'm going to do is, earlier I was sharing with you how you can stretch some of your crafting costs by reusing designs. So that Merry and Bright that we used earlier to make a fun little wooden sign, I'm just going to reuse it. I resized it for the next craft and cut it out of a glitter iron-on. We're gonna just place it on something new. So always just have fun with reusing your designs year after year. It can be really fun. All right, now, especially your favorites. I feel like I've had a couple favorites where, you know, maybe I made a front door sign one year and then I reused it to do something different. Okay, let me go through. It's a little difficult on glitter iron-on sometimes if I don't just look at it at the right angle, but you guys know what this is gonna look like. This is our little Merry and Bright. Okay, there's all of our little pieces. Now, when working with all of the tiny pieces that you weed out, make sure that they are nowhere near your project, because if they accidentally were to fall on one of your projects, they could iron onto it. So you might have a little weeded out piece that makes it onto your project. So you just want to be careful. Okay, I'm gonna definitely make sure I got, oh, I'm glad I made sure. See, now they're just everywhere. I have one little A here as well. Okay, and there we go. Okay, it's gonna have a little bit more contrast when we rip that off in a second, but I'm loving that already. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna pre-press this on my heat press just like last time, give it a little lint roll, and then we'll press this on to our sweet little dish towel. Okay, now this is nice and cool. I was trying to get rid of this little crease with my heat press. It didn't quite work. And there is our design. Isn't that fun? I love this for hanging on our microwave. We have a drawer microwave, which is really, really nice now. And so this is my favorite place to put little decorative towels and stuff like that. So I needed one because I had just taken the pumpkin one down that we did. All right, so there is another fun little craft and a way you can reuse some of those designs. All right, let's move on to some ornaments that I found last year in the Target dollar spot. So sorry, they're from last year, but I didn't get around to using them and they are so sweet. So I found these 3. First, I should probably just clean these off because they've been collecting dust in my craft room for a year now. Okay, that's nice and clean so that the vinyl sticks well. And then, yes, this is where my designs are. Let me trim these apart as I go. Now, one thing I was nervous about with this vinyl from Hobby Lobby is that it's white on white, but I feel as if it's not extremely white on white, and I'll tell you what I mean. See how you can see it? I feel like you can see it much easier than some of the other brands I've used. I feel like this backer is almost a little bit more cream. So while it may not be completely obvious like the blue background that I usually use, it's much better than I anticipated. Okay, so I have one that says 2024, which is so cute. And then let's trim these apart as well. Okay, and then this one says Mary. I'm gonna do this. And then finally, hopefully I didn't cut into this design. I think I just barely missed it. This one says, oh, Christmas tree. And these fonts are brand new to me. I just got them this last week. Oops, come here, don't fall off there. So there is a block version of the font and then there is more of a script version. Oh, perfect, that each did survive. And I'll link them down below. They're very cute. I can tell already they're going to be a favorite. And what's cute is the heart on the eye on the block version, or I'm sorry, the script version is a heart. So, or the dot on the eye is a heart. I don't know if I said the heart on the eye is a heart, but that's what I meant. Okay, so now I'm going to grab some transfer tape. Let's see here. I just need a little, but I'll go with my biggest design first. And I forgot a couple ones right here. Now, everything's all prepped. On this one, I was going to have my entire design just cover so that the tree is just sparkling in the background, which I thought was really pretty. Okay, so oh, Christmas tree. I'm going to lightly burnish that. I think with this combination of vinyl and transfer tape, it's a new combination to me. I've had this transfer tape forever, but I think it just needs a light burnish. We'll test that. That way it doesn't get too permanently stuck to the transfer tape. Okay, bring this down. Okay, and that is where it's gonna hang. It seems like our tree might be a little crooked in there, isn't it? Well, let's see. I think I'm gonna make it to be with the tree. Okay. Burnish that down and then can peel this away. And then I'm gonna reuse this transfer tape on all the rest. So I like to just start with my biggest because you can't make transfer tape bigger, but you can certainly cut it down and make it smaller for other projects. What I'm noticing, I wasn't very good on this one at all. Maybe it is that white on white backer that makes it hard, but I have one more little piece. There we go. I was able to get that off. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Okay, and then we'll do this one, Mary. And I don't need to trim that down. That'll be just fine. Put that away. this one down. That one's a little bit better. I'll do that. Burnish and peel away. All right, and then finally, I did 2024 on this last one, which we will trim that down. That's gonna be a little tricky. And I did curve this just a little bit to take on the curve of the side. Since this is a pretty bright background with the white house and snow, thought we'd kind of offset the design and do something like this. This would be really cute if you had someone who moved within the year, like a welcome home one. Oh, really cute. Okay, so those are some ideas. And you can find, not these exact ornaments probably because they were last year, but you can find things that are similar to this. So these were super cute. I couldn't help but grab them last year. And I actually think it might have actually been after the Christmas season. So that's maybe why I didn't get a chance to play around with them. Okay, another thing that I want to do is I need to make some new little bottles for reindeer feed. We love on Christmas Eve to go out and just sprinkle a little feed out into the yard to encourage the little reindeer to come and bring Santa. So I've had the same little jars, and I'll bring them in just a moment because I'm going to reuse the feed, but I only have 2 of them, and it's been okay up until this year because now my littlest is 3. So it's been okay because in the years past he's just been a tiny baby, so he hasn't really partaked, but now him being 3, he's going to want his own little treat jar. So I'm going to go ahead and just reuse some of the sprinkles in that other one and remake some for this year. Okay, so I just said, and sorry again, that's white on white, but it says reindeer treat, and it's with that new font. I'm going to grab a new piece of tape for this one and trim it out, and then I'll also go grab my old reindeer jars so we can repurpose the insides. So I'm just going to place that all together because it's just easiest to do so, and I'll tell you why. Oops, I'm using this as a little kind of cradle. So I'm going to burnish these down, but I put them all together because then I can just burnish once and then not have to do it over and over with each strip. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm not going to worry about rubbing alcohol on these because they're not like a dishware that's going to go in the dishwasher over and over. So they're okay not to be pre-washed. And I actually just got them out of the bag, so they should just be fine. I've had these test tubes forever. I bought them for an embroidery project, and then it came in a huge pack, so I've been hanging on to them, trying to decide what to do with them. They'd actually be pretty cool for like teacher gifts. I should probably keep that in mind. Okay, reindeer treat. I'm just gonna place that there. And then pull this away. All right, there's our first one. And I'll go ahead and just finish up the last 2. Number 2 and number 3. Okay, now let's fill them up. Okay, so these are our old ones, aren't they cute? And I'm gonna see if I can reuse some of this ribbon too to tie around my new ones. So fun. And I did these on my channel. In fact, this oatmeal is, oh gosh, 3 or 4 years old at this point. Okay, so you can check out that video. It's a few years back. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some of my butcher paper that I used earlier to create a funnel. And let's see if we can get some of this funneled in there. Okay, so there's our first one. How cute. And I like these actually a little bit better. These are nice too because you can just grab it, but I like that they can just kind of sprinkle it around too. So that's really cute. Reindeer treat. And I guess I did reindeer feed on this version. So you can say whichever one you wish. Okay. let's see if I can't just reuse some of this. I'll make some bows. I think I can. Okay, just ran to the store today to get ribbon for this exact project, and what did I not get? Ribbon. Oh, it happens. Okay, one of my bows got embarrassingly small, but that's gonna be okay. They're gonna love it regardless. So there are the little reindeer feed treat jars. I love those. They're gonna be fun this year. Okay, so many fun things went into this video. I'm really excited how everything turned out as well. So be sure to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching. I am really excited about how the mug turned out and to have new treat jars for the kids this year. This Merry sweatshirt is gonna be my winter favorite. I'm excited to wear it. It's super soft, by the way. Again, this was Make Market from Michaels. And then we reused a couple designs to make completely different pieces of home decor and just had fun along the way. So please be sure to let me know which one was your favorite. Let me know if you're crafting as well for Christmas, and I'll see you in the next video.